A lot of people don't want to live in New York anymore. A lot of businesses don't want to be in New York anymore because they see what you've done, Letitia, and it makes them a little bit uncomfortable. Understandably uncomfortable because, they say, well, if she can do that to Donald Trump, who's to say that she wouldn't do it to me? Who's to say that she wouldn't just go after all of her political enemies because it's expedient for her, or maybe she's doing somebody a favor. You have businesses moving out left and right out of New York City. The latest and greatest coming today. Take a look at this, you guys. New York City Stock Exchange launching an exchange in Texas. They're going to Texas. This is amazing, right? All kinds of firms have moved out of New York, and they've moved to Florida or they've moved to Texas. But the New York Stock Exchange, has been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. It's the heart of capitalism right there in downtown Lower Manhattan. Think about it. Wall Street wants to move to Texas because of people like Letitia James. Again, this is why it's so important that the government step in, the federal government, to protect who we are as a nation. Letitia James, she's willing to do whatever works for Letitia for political reasons as opposed to caring about what the actual capitalist structure of this great nation is. Kevin O'Leary, him from Shark Tank, he talked about this recently. He said, look, who wants to do business in New York if you're always living under the threat of the Attorney General, Letitia James? And so I think once again, now you've got the Commerce Clause coming into being, right? Because it can't be that way. It just can't.
More importantly, the message about the American brand. You think about America, the reason this is the number one economy on earth is that we have laws and we have due process and we have property rights. It attracts foreign capital from all around the world. All of that is being shaken to the core here. The concept of seizing assets in 30 days on a bond number that's never been issued. No insurance bond company's ever issued anything near this, so there was no chance it was going to happen. And only giving 30 days notice and time, that's a really bad message. And I think New Yorkers should think well past Trump. Whether he's president or not, or whether this attorney general is gone in 4 years or not, it's irrelevant. This is case setting against the American brand. The most stable country on earth, anywhere, to put capital to work over a long period of time, particularly in real estate, is the United States of America. This is an assault on what we believe to be core. And I find it extraordinary. I think it's very troubling. It has absolutely nothing to do with Donald Trump at this point, in my view, and it is completely bipartisan. This is an attack on America. And I don't know how you can look at it any other way. And as an investor, and I know plenty of investors who are completely disturbed by this, but no one is going to put any money to work in New York in these amounts until this thing settles down. The whole world is watching, and everybody's waiting for one thing we haven't got yet: adult supervision. Where is it? Where are the adults in this crazy narrative? Certainly there's got to be adult supervision at some point. And I understand, the war going on here and all the political yada, yada, woof, woof, woof. But we need an adult in the room now. This is the United States of America under siege.
Wow. So Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, and speaking on Fox, that would have been probably sometime last summer before the election, demanding that an adult come into the room. And the good news is, you got some adults in charge now, and they're saying enough is enough. But in the meantime, the damage is being done. Again, New York Stock Exchange, they're saying today, look, the New York Stock Exchange has $3.7 trillion. Texas represents the most value of anything on the New York Stock Exchange. And so we are going there. Now, just to be clear, they're still going to have their operation in New York. They had NYSE Chicago. They're taking it out of Chicago and they're moving that directly to Texas. Why? Because, Chicago's a mess too, let's be honest. And so they're looking around. They're like, where is their freedom? Where are we going to actually see capitalism protected? Texas. Florida, probably too, but Texas. So all this money is moving out of New York. And it's because of lunatics, and I mean it, political animals that are quasi-lunatics, all right? I'll just say it. Letitia James is one crazy broad. They're moving their money out of New York because it's too dangerous to have it to continue forward. I mean, there's so many things that can be said about this. She is dangerous to society. Kathy Hochul, dangerous to her society, not just from pure physical danger. Look at all the poor people having to deal with this in New York right now. Not just the pure physical danger, but also the financial damage that they are causing. So major news out today. The administration saying they are moving forward, filing charges against Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, against Letitia James, the attorney general of New York, and against the DMV in New York, where apparently you can get a license in New York as an illegal. Go figure, right? There's a few states like that. And that's going to change. Big time.